Okay, so last night's episode of the originals was really all about the harvest finally happening. So it's basically time for Davina to die. The whole episode definitely felt a little bit like a bridge. You know, I wouldn't say that it was filler, but it definitely felt like they were laying a lot of groundwork for what's going to be coming in the second half of the season. So it all kicks off because Davina starts to get sick. And when she gets sick, it doesn't just affect her, it begins to affect everyone in the French Quarter. And it was so super cool, right? Like how they use the elements, and like at the beginning, you guys, she started vomiting dirt, and I was just like, what the hey is going on here? I loved the whole bit with the vomiting of the dirt, and then when Sophie comes to explain that Davina's got like the 4 elements inside of her and she's gonna release them and kill everyone, it was like super epic. In the end, they begin to realize that they need to kill her. They need to complete the harvest, and they start to actually believe that it's gonna work. And so before you know it, Sophie is slitting Davina's neck, and the harvest ritual is complete, but it doesn't work. And here's my question to you guys, right? Because we see the harvest happen, we see Sophie do it, we see the point when these kids should raise back up and they don't. And I don't know, there's a part of me that doesn't really believe that we're done with that yet. I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think the whole harvest deal is over and it didn't work? Or do you think that Davina's gonna show back up at some point? I've got my fingers crossed that she does. So let's talk about Celeste, right, and her bones. And basically, Elijah is so upset when he finds out what Haley's done. Turns out that he made a promise to Celeste that he would hide her bones so that basically no one could take that power from her. The big kicker in the end, though, is that Sophie eventually finds out that the power's already gone, which means that somebody else has already taken it. And by the end of the episode, we get that it was the other witch, Sabine, who's done this, but she's not Sabine anymore. Turns out that she's kind of like channeling Celeste. So she's really been Celeste for a long time, probably. I must say, you guys know I love Elijah. I absolutely loved just listening to him talk about Celeste and listening to him talk about love and the fact that he's only ever loved 2 people in his life. Who's the other person? I hope that he's not talking about Catherine. Can someone help me out there? I don't think he's talking about Haley. I mean, I think he's definitely attracted to her, but I don't feel like they've gone into the love category. So Sabine/Celeste uses her power to raise these kind of 3 ancient witches from the dead. We see a man who looks like he's from the 50s, a woman who looks like she's dressed like a flapper, so I'm thinking somewhere from the 20s or 30s, and then we see one of the elder witches who was killed during the harvest ritual. Let's talk to you guys about Niklaus and what a complicated kind of guy he is. I just feel like in this episode we saw like so many different sides of him. Everybody's kind of on his case in this episode because he killed Davina's first love, and that's really kind of what kick-started her like vomiting up dirt. And so you have that like evil side of Klaus. But then, you know, when Marcel gets really upset after the harvest doesn't work and Davina is dead, we see Klaus come and like hug it out with him and was just kind of like, look, I understand that you're in mourning. I understand that kind of pain. I remember when I thought I'd lost you. I mean, it was like a super touching moment. I mean, I definitely felt the love, and it's like, when have we ever seen Klaus do something like that? He's so complicated. The other thing that Klaus did was he gave some advice to Haley because he realized that Elijah was really upset with Haley, and Klaus tells her you need to say you're sorry. Like, if there's anything that Elijah is excellent at, it's forgiveness, and so you need to go apologize. So Klaus is just giving out like interpersonal relationship advice, which is just kind of crazy. So yeah, I did think it was a good episode, and it definitely set us up for what's going to come. I feel like these 3 witches that were raised are going to be pretty badass, and so I'm excited about that. I feel like the witches need a bit of an advantage because they've definitely been kind of pushed down and oppressed for a bit, and so I feel like things are about to get kind of wild. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Don't forget to tell me what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. Also, check out some of my other originals reviews, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.